Hey, welcome to another Minisode. Thanks so much for listening. This is less of a story, or actually, it's a lesson in the form of a story, so it's a parable. I wanted to make this to encourage anybody who's been putting off doing the admin side of their music career work to get your butt in gear, do the admin work. I promise you, good things will come out of just doing your due diligence. And so the reason that I'm saying this is because maybe 3 years ago, I put out the album that you can now find on Spotify and everywhere else called And the Country Stirred. It was my still most recent full-length album. Put a lot of money into it, not just recording, but also in PR. And the reason that is relevant is because here's another mini lesson inside of this. I used too good of a PR company for where I was in my career. So what ended up happening was it was like somebody who had just got their license. You gave them a Lamborghini instead of a Toyota. They're not going to know how to use the Lamborghini to its fullest extent. And that was kind of my problem. I didn't know what to do with the PR that was being given to me because it was probably meant for somebody who was further along than I was at the time. And the reason this matters so much is not just to be responsible and do your due diligence and do your admin work and make sure everything is correctly uploaded and you have all the information. It's also important because you could miss out on money, actual money. And this is where I get to the main bulk of the story, which is there's a website, an American website called SoundExchange, and it kind of does the similar thing to what SOCAN does in Canada, where it will, one of the things SOCAN does anyway, and SoundExchange, you go on there as an artist, you set yourself up as an artist, you claim songs that are out, that you've put out, but are maybe getting radio play or some sort of play in America. And I went through about 2/3 of this process. I finished about 2/3 of it 3 years ago when that album came out. But because I was so dismayed about that what I paid for PR and used for PR and got back, which was not very much or not what I thought at the time, not much I thought at the time, I didn't have the interest or want or spirit to continue the admin work because I felt like, well, why do admin work for something that is not getting me anything? I finally decided to kick my ass into gear 3 years later, like 2 weeks ago or maybe a month ago, and finish that process despite the fact that it's been so long. And what ended up happening is I was owed a decent amount of money. Like, stuff that could cover rent for at least a few months. And it was really bittersweet. I'm not coming on here to go, oh, amazing, I got some money. It was all through SiriusXM, by the way, so anybody listening to this, pursue SiriusXM. It's where, if you're looking to make money, a decent amount of money from plays on radio and in America, or even in Canada, but in this case, it was America. It was bittersweet because I just felt like what an idiot I am for not just continuing the admin process. And I think if I had signed up for it and I had received the money that I was owed at the time, even if it was less because it was an accumulation over the period of years until I finally did sign up this year. So even if I only got like a quarter of what I apparently got this time, it would have probably spurred me on to continue with the PR and realize that actually, okay, maybe I don't belong in like maybe I don't belong in a Lamborghini, but I also don't belong in a starter car. I should be a little more proud of myself and proud of the work that I had done. So it's basically, I'm coming on here to tell you a mistake that I made over the course of 3 years, and I'm hoping you don't do that. So one major lesson is just do your due diligence with all the admin work, where if it's through DistroKid, if it's through SOCAN, if it's anything I'm talking about, anything that's still on your to-do list in admin and you want to brush it off, don't brush it off. Do it.